Hi there. So I was just going through some DVDs. I was trying to find a film from a DVD collection I wanted to watch. And it kind of got me thinking about DVDs in general and how a little while ago I kind of thought they were going to become a thing of the past. Because obviously with streaming services and whatnot, people don't tend to buy DVDs anymore. You sort of go on your Netflixes and you go on your Amazon Primes and that, and you sort of watch everything from there. And I was very much the same. I mean, this is nothing. I had a massive DVD collection. I had shelves full of it. I was just DVDs everywhere before the sort of invent of the streaming platforms. And I loved that because I had all these films and stuff, and I was a collector of DVDs. And as like streaming became a thing, I kind of got rid of loads. I mean, I offered loads to like jumble sales, CEX, and just give loads away, threw loads in the bin, that sort of thing. I got rid of loads of the physical media DVDs and such. The videos were the first thing. Obviously, I started with videos. I'm old. I had videos. I had a massive video collection, and I replaced the videos with DVDs, which is better for storage, let's be honest. And then, of course, DVDs were slowly becoming a thing of the past as well. So I was kind of like, it's a shame because like you sort of lose these little things that you had, but like streaming is easier. However, as the years have gone on with streaming, I've started to buy DVDs again. And a lot of the reason is because I'll be talking to my kids about a film. They're like, oh, can we watch that? And I'll go on the streaming platforms and I can't find it. So then I end up going to CEX. This is what's when I started off. I go to like a company like CEX and I'd go through CEX, I'd find a film. And I'd be like, oh, that's the film I was looking for. And I'll go buy it and we'd watch it with the kids and such. And I'll take it home. And then I'd also be like walking around and I'll see another film. Oh, I haven't seen that film in ages. I'm gonna buy that one as well, just so watch it, just in case it's not on a platform. And that's what started me collecting DVDs again. And it's kind of, my collection's kind of grown from there. And also there's this thing about streaming services where even if you buy a film on a streaming service like Amazon Prime, it's still not yours, because if they decide not, if like Paramount decide we're not going to let you have any of our films anymore, they can take them all away even though you've paid for it. So if you've paid like £10 for, I don't know, like Wicked, say, and then like in a year they decide actually we're not going to have that film on our platform anymore, it's going to be completely gone because the company doesn't want us to have it anymore, it's going to get exclusive rights to Netflix only, or it's going to have exclusive rights to Disney, that film will go. And even though you've paid your £10, that film is gone and you can't have it. And I think that's quite bad. So I get if you rent a film, it's not yours, you're renting it from the streaming platform, but they basically, even if you buy it, it's still not yours. Yet if I bought, I'll just grab this one here, this film, Southport on Blu-ray there, that's mine. I can watch that whenever I want, and no one can really take that away from me. No one can come knock on my door of my house, go, sorry, Netflix owned this now, and take it off me. I can watch that whenever I want. So there's a massive bonus in having it. I mean, the downside is storage, as you can see. These are full up. I've got stacks over, I don't know if you can try and show over there. There's a stack of them up there, and there is a load more that I also want to get, because there's films I think about that I don't find on streaming services that I kind of want to get. So, I started off with this, and also the one best thing about having DVDs, well, there's two good things, but sorry, I don't know, right? There's two good things about having DVDs. The two good things about having DVDs to me is, one, the films, actually no, we'll go three. There's three good things about having DVDs. One is that films that you get on a DVD aren't going to be edited or cut or changed. Sometimes on streaming services, they might edit, cut and change them. The copy of the DVD you buy is the copy it'll always be. It will never be changed or edited. Like, for instance, E.T. If you had the original video of E.T., it's great, but later on they released a copy on the DVD where they edited it and changed it. Same with Star Wars, they did with that as well. If you have the original one, you've still got the original one. Now, I happen to be lucky enough to have two copies of E.T. even on DVD, and it's the original version with the guns and the walkie-talkies. Star Wars is not so easy because they keep releasing it with the sort of newer. They always update Star Wars every so often, it gets a little bit more new every time you watch it, which is nice in a way. But I still kind of want a classic one. But that's good because, like, I've got, say, I don't know, let's have a look over it. Armageddon. If something in society changes, that something in Armageddon is then deemed offensive or something, they might change that. It's happened in the past, so I'm happy. I don't think it ever will, because this is a fantastic film and it should never be touched. But it does happen. I mean, I Am Legend, apparently they're going to do a sequel to that, and there was two endings, and it's actually on here, it's on the DVD, it's another good thing about DVDs, where there's two different versions of this ending. There's a version where he lives and a version where he dies, and in the original theatrical cut, he died, that was it, but they're going to go on the second version of it for the sequel. So that's kind of going to throw a lot of people off. They watch this on a streaming service, you're not going to have that little extra scene, which is this another thing that makes DVDs brilliant. So we had videos when I was younger, and I've noticed I'm talking really fast. I apologise. I'm going at 100 miles an hour. So we had videos when I was younger, and you had just the film. Sometimes you'd have, maybe very rarely have something else with the film, but you generally just had the movie. When DVDs come out, they packed them with special features. It was just like, man, I mean, look, this is a collector's disc of Armageddon, and just look at the special features. There's like documentaries, gags, deleted scenes, analysis of the script, commentary, so you can actually watch the movie with the stars or a directors and that, and they'll talk about the process of making the film. And I love documentaries. I'm a massive film guy. So especially when I was at school and I was trying to learn to become a filmmaker, which I did when I was at school, or wanted to eventually become, but life stopped that. I could learn about the insides of like filmmaking and how they did certain tricks with a camera. And it's fascinating stuff. Especially if you go to older films, it's fascinating. Now it's not so good because it's mainly CGI stuff. But back when it was like practical effects, like how they make this happen, how they make that happen. Stunning stuff. And that's all with, like, you get the movie, then you can watch this other stuff around the movie if you choose to, which is another good thing about DVDs. And also you've got like good artwork on the covers as well. But the main thing that I love about DVDs is every so often they'll bring out a mega box set, and it's not just like a box set like this. What's good as it is, it's got like, it's like all the movies in one as a box set, and it's quite good. It looks like a Chucky box. But it will have something special with it. So it might have a book or be special. So the rest of this video is basically going to be me showing you the favourite box sets that I've owned, that I've bought in over the years, I suppose. Ones that I'm never going to part with, because I think that they're, especially there's two here that I know 100% I'll never part with. I'll keep them forever because they're just amazing. So we're going to look at some of my box sets now of DVDs. Right, so the first one I'm going to show you is this one. It's quite a new one. It's a Chucky TV series one. And if you look at that, it's got one of those like holographic style 3D covers, which I think is quite snazzy. But it also comes with, you get the DVD, obviously, the TV show, which is actually quite a good TV show, to be fair. And it comes with a little book with sort of like character information, actor information, all that sort of stuff. And it comes with these really snazzy art cards. So if you watch a Chucky show, every episode had like a different Chucky in-name picture. On the back of it, you've got a picture of Chucky himself. And you've got these little double-sided art cards, again with the, I said every episode had a different sign. There we go. And that. And then all this comes with the DVD. There, see? Pretty cool. And then you've got this one, which is quite cool, which is kind of see-through, which I like that one. There we go. But all those come with it. So if you wanted to stick them on your wall, if you wanted to like make a collage with them, you could do whatever you wanted with them. Or I just like to keep them with the DVD. So then randomly I want to watch the DVD and then I'll pull it out and go, oh look, I forgot that was in there, and I'll sort of have a little flick through that. And to me, that's brilliant. It really is brilliant. Now this one is all about the artwork on the front. Now here is a copy of Saw. It's like a box set of the first 4 Saw films. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, as you can see from the back, tells you. But the thing I like most about this is the 3D jigsaw puppet. How cool is that? That proper sticks out. I mean, obviously, if you put it in your DVD shelves, you've got the issue of this happening. So you're losing a lot of space with your DVDs. But I have that out on display because I think that is pretty decent. It's very creepy, but very unique, very different. I like that. I like my weird artwork. But yeah, that was a good one. And if you look inside, you've still got the DVD as it is inside, the little box set as it is inside. And there's nothing really special in there. But I just think, I saw that in CX and I was like, I've got to buy that because that just looks stunning. Okay, so along the same vein, I was in CX wandering around and I spotted this copy. And I remember when this came out, the Terminator Salvation, as you can see, the blade stickers stuck on it. Terminator Salvation DVD. The best thing about this one is that case. As you can see, the silver shiny case, it's actually a 3D skeleton. How amazing is that? And obviously the DVDs are tucked in the back there. Pull a little flap down, there's all your DVDs. You know what I mean? It's just, but you've got that now that you can sit on your shelf, have on a display, and just have, I just think that's really clever. It's a real neat thing. Now, we're going to get onto a Terminator 2 one in a minute, but there is a DVD box set that I would adore to have. I don't own it. It's going for quite a lot of money on like eBay and stuff now, but it's basically the Terminator 2 arm, like the skeleton arm, like that, and the DVDs sit underneath in a little box, but you get the replica of the arm, and I'm like, that is amazing. I would love it. But this is my Terminator 2 one. Obviously, it's nowhere near as snazzy as the as the arm one I talked about. But I love the fact this is a proper metal tin, and the fact that the more bashed up it's got over years, the more it kind of feels Terminator 2-y, sort of Judgment Day, end of the world-y sort of. And this is the Ultimate Edition. If you haven't seen the Ultimate Edition of Terminator 2, watch it. It's like, I suppose like a director's cut almost. It's the stuff that they cut out of the theatrical stuff is put back in. And it is so good. There's so many good scenes of it. And it's like, you get a whole Kyle Reese storyline from the first film that you never saw in the original, with the original actor coming back in the second one, which I didn't even know he had anything to do with it. Such a good version of the film, but also, like, obviously the tin. I know you get a lot of steel books now, they call it a steel book, but this one, there's something about it that just screams the film to me. It's such a simple thing, but like, it's obviously, there we go. So you get your DVD box, DVD inside there, and this one's a funny one because look, that is that way up, which I think is a bit different as well. I like that. But in this, again, there's like the DVDs, and it's quite a heavy one as well. It almost feels like, oh, there's a book in this because there's a book in. I thought there was a book in there. And then again, you get a nice little book with like images from the film and little discussions about the film, the chapters of the film. So you get all this stuff in here, and all these. And there's like loads of making of documentaries. I mean, oh god, I've knocked it out of the thing now. So you get your 2 disc set, and again you get making ofs, which obviously this was early CG, so a lot of it was practical. The effects, the stunt work was incredible. It goes through all of that in this film, and again you get commentaries, you get all that stuff as well. It's more than just watching it on a thing. You want to learn more about the movie, this is the way to do it. Get yourself some DVDs. Your favourite movie of all time, don't just keep watching it on streaming. Go and get the DVD. Learn how they made it. Learn the struggles they have. All that sort of stuff. It's well worth doing. It's well worth going to find it all. So that's Terminator 2. Now this one I spotted in CEX. And again, it was a case of like, I know the movie. It's an okay movie. I'm not like a mega fan of the movie. But I saw the box artwork and I kind of had to buy it. And it turns out there are a few others that were released in the same style of artwork. A simple thing like that. But if you look, it's actually roughly about the size of a video. So what they've done with this DVD is they've basically made it look like a videotape. But it's not, it's just got the box for it. And I just think that blew my mind, because I sort of picked it up from CEX, and it was like, obviously they don't have the DVDs in there in CEX, they haven't been on the counter. But I picked it up and I sort of did that, and I sort of pulled this open, and it was just like, oh my god. And I just loved that. That was like nostalgia, bang, like hit you in the head, like, oh my god. So that was great. And and the fact is, that would be what would be on a video back in the day anyway. Then you sort of open it up, and this is where it gets really cool. The actual discs are kind of like the film rolls inside the DVD, inside the video, like the actual tape. And I think that's brilliant. Now in here, I don't know if it's all complete, to be honest with you. As I said, like I've got it manually, but there's little old school style. There's a sticker, an old school style sticker, Michael J. Fox, and there's like it's a bit bent up sadly, but it's like a card, like the collector's cards that come with it. And how cool is that? And that was just in there with it, along with this sweet little movie poster. And I've got to be honest, I was like, I didn't expect any of that to be in there, so I was like, oh, that's well good. So I've got myself that. And again, it was CEX, I think it was like £8, I think I paid for it. But I thought that wasn't too bad, because it was like a pretty decent one. The only problem is, like, it had been drawn on, so that kind of ruins the artwork a bit. But I still had to buy it because of that. But they do other ones. Apparently, whoever made these, they're Blu-rays, these ones, and whoever made them, God, I can't get back in the box, actually did other films. So I think there's like E.T. and stuff. So I might try and look out for it. I've already owned E.T., but I might look out for it anyway, just for have the fancy box. Now this DVD stopped me in my tracks at CEX. Reservoir Dogs. Now it's not just a steel book, but it's actually an oil drum. It's done up to look like an oil drum. Now if you've seen this film, you know what this was used for with the scene. And it's obviously, that's what it's used for. But I just was like, my God, What a genius idea. Now, there is another copy of this. I think it might be in the 4K or the Blu Ray, I can't remember, which was also a very clever case. It was a slip case. It had the plastic slip that slides up. And it was actually the copper that's tied to the chair, and his ear was like on the outside of the plastic packaging. So as you slid it up, his ear come off, and I thought that was clever as well. Sadly, I don't own that one, but I've got this one because I think this is better. The metal tin, and what you have to do is you'll pull the lid part off, and then you just slide out your little paper DVD case holder thing. But it's a matchbox from Uncle Bob's Pancake House, which is at the start of the film. It's where they're eating and having that discussion about Like a Virgin. And you open it up, and you've got your discs and your DVDs inside there. And again, I thought that was another clever little thing. I like clever little things. The little things that I like. Now, the next one was proper nostalgia bait for me. And it's one of those situations where you spot something in a charity shop as you walk past, and you think, oh, that's really good. And then you convince yourself not to get it because you don't need it. What am I going to use it for? I can't use it. But you still keep thinking about it, and you walk away. And I walked back past the charity shop on my way home, and I was like, I kind of want it, but I can't. And I convinced myself again. And I was still thinking about it when I got home. And I was like, I should have bought that. I should have bought that. That's going to be gone. I'm not going to see it again. 3 days later, I went back to town to near that charity shop, and it was still in the window. So I ran in and bought it. So this is what it is, and this is nostalgia bait big time. It is a box set of the movie Titanic, as you can see. But it's not just any old box set. Oh, no. This is not a DVD box set. This is not a Blu Ray box set. It's actually a VHS box set. As I said, I can't watch it, and it looks like someone hasn't rewound it. I can't watch it because I don't own a VHS player anymore. I should get one because I've actually got some old school wrestling videos up in the loft, ECW ones that I've never got rid of. But I should actually get one. But yeah, look at that, old school VHS. But it's not just that. So you get a nice image inside of the Titanic once you open the box up. And you get these really cool looking art cards, stills from the film. It's all kicking off there. Dinner table scene. The painting scene. So you get these lovely, there's quite a few of them, art cards. Again, if you wanted to make something of it, you can put them up somewhere. Put them in frames if you really like. And the creme de la creme of this box set, that is actually the old film cells. Film cells. So I don't know if you'll be able to see, but there's Jack and Rose there. I'll try and get some light there. There you go. Look at that. Jack and Rose. Check it out. But that, again, and that was like, I think it was like, not even a 10, I think it was like 8, 9 quid or something in the charity shop, which again, you give into charity when you buy stuff from there as well, so it kind of makes you feel good. But I've got nothing to play it on, but I kind of, oh, it's got a little 20th Century Fox. Look at that. That ain't there anymore. Maybe you probably can't see it, but yeah, 20th Century Fox logo. But there we go. I know in America they did the whole 2 tape on Titanic, but I remember only ever having 1 tape. In America they go on about how there was 2 tapes for it, but again we only ever had the 1. But there we go. So that, to me, is phenomenal. Brilliant. I'm glad I bought it. It's one of those, I know that I'd have been wound up if I hadn't have bought it. It's happened to me in the past. There's things I've wanted to buy, and I'll get onto a big time one of those in a minute. You want to buy it and then you leave it and you think about it, so why didn't I buy that? And you go to find it, you never find it again. This is, I found it, it's all good. So we're getting to the fancy stuff now. So, back when I was in the 6th form, and I kind of had this idea that I wanted to become a filmmaker, I was studying GMVQ art and design. I have a intermediate, merit level at intermediate, and I have a pass at the advanced art and design. Because the idea was that I'd go on to college and then learn to become a filmmaker, take film classes and such, and then direct my own movies and stuff. That was the plan. The plan failed, but that was the idea. I got through the 6th form thing and then ended up like financially couldn't afford college and stuff, and ended up missing out on that, ended up going to work. With work comes like bills, and then it's like I couldn't afford to keep going. I tried to save up, couldn't. And my oldest daughter came along, so it kind of like, okay, we can't be looking at fancy stuff, I've got to keep working for that. It happens, you know, life happens, things change. I'm not upset about it. It's one of those things. I get to do my little movies here. This is me kind of like doing that. in a way, like these YouTube videos. That's me kind of living that little bit of that childhood dream. So that's why I do it. Part of the reason why I do it. Anyway, so around that time, I was massively into horror movies. I still am now, but I was like, this was when I was zoning into horror big time. And I come across a movie because what had happened was during the 80s, there was this whole video nasty thing. A lot of the films I wanted to see, you couldn't because it was classed as video nasties. They were banned from this country. Now, when DVDs come out, they lifted the ban because, I don't know if it was a loophole or something, but they basically lifted that ban. And so all the DVDs, all the videos that we couldn't have before were now coming out. Things like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which I actually have a video about my hunt for that. If you go find it, it's on my channel somewhere. It's there's a picture of Texas Chainsaw Massacre being a Holy Grail. I think I call it the Holy Grail video. So yeah, my hunt for that. There was I Spit on Your Grave was one of them. Evil Dead, Driller Killer. There was all these sort of famous films, but the big one was obviously Texas Chainsaw for me, and then the Evil Dead. So then they bring out these films on DVD, and the Evil Dead came out, and then they brought out possibly the most clever box set you'll ever get, and I'm so lucky that mine still looks like this. There we go. That is the box set. Originally, it had like a little Evil Dead bit of paper around it, but that got destroyed over a while ago. But look at that. It's even got the ear on the back. And it's actually made of like a latex spongy stuff. So I'm trying to show you there. But if you look, it's squidgy. So it feels like skin. Obviously, this is the Book of the Dead from the Evil Dead film. The Book of the Dead was bound in human skin and inked in blood, you know. And it was like, it's what summons through the Necronomicons and all the evil and that. They read out of it and it all just goes to hell. So that, I was just like, just because of that, I bought it. And when you open it up, it's like stunning. So you've got this tissue paper to try and protect it. But look, you've actually got the pages of the Necronomicon in there. And they've sort of written it in this like writing from the book. But if you keep going, look, you can see. Look at that. How amazing is that? And it's not just one page. It goes on for quite a bit. It's actually pages from the book. And I just think that is just so cool. And just so different. And I've barely ever touched this. I'll barely take it out of the thingy. But there we go. Look at that. I mean, just go. I'll keep showing you. I mean, eyeballs. And then you sort of get to the back and you've got a little booklet in there, which gives you little details. And these weren't even that expensive when it came out, like little artwork things, original artwork covers, pictures like that. So, and it's a lovely little book in there as well. And then at the very, very, very back, you have the disc and a little sleeve of the full uncut version of the Evil Dead. And if you're kind of like, if you want to become a filmmaker, The Evil Dead, especially watching the making of The Evil Dead, is a brilliant film, a brilliant documentary to watch. It's kind of like how budgets work and how you go cheap and how you achieve what you want to achieve with little to no money sort of thing, and how they got the money for the film. It's the story of the movie is almost as fascinating as the movie itself, and even more fascinating. To me, the story of it being made is more fascinating. And the commentaries you get on these with, I think it's Bruce Campbell that commentates. It's one of them. I think Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell commentate on it in being an actor, and they're quite funny people anyway. So they've got a funny insight. So it's entertaining to watch the making of commentaries and documentaries and all that as well. The Dark Knight is possibly the greatest comic book trilogy ever, to my point of view. Especially that second one, possibly the greatest comic book film of all time. Maybe the second, the Dark Knight, which is after Batman Begins. You get the Dark Knight, then you get Dark Knight Rises. Now I think the Dark Knight is possibly the greatest comic book film ever made, because there's one scene in that film that I think is still could be the greatest comic scene. It's that scene with the Joker and Batman in the interrogation room is still to this day one of my favourite scenes I've ever seen in a movie. And to look into that, how the actors work that scene, is phenomenal. But anyway, so this is actually not that film, even though I'm talking about that film. This is actually the next one that comes on, Dark Knight Rises. Now, when the Dark Knight Rises come out on Blu Ray, they released a box set, which I had to buy. And I got it off of, I think it was Amazon I bought it from. I can't remember where I bought it from. Oh no, it was HMV. I bought it from HMV. And you'll see, look at that. It is Batman's smashed cowl in all of its detail. It is a little bit dusty, and it's hard to get the dust off. It's kind of like a rough surface, so it's hard to get the dust off of that. And I don't want to use cloths and sprays and stuff, so I worry it's going to think, so I just dust with a duster. But look at that, and then what you got is at the back, and that's where your DVDs are kept. You know, or your Blu-ray, sorry. And you pop this open, or you should try to. Pop that open, and they're stacked up in there. It's 2-disc set, and it's sort of stacked up in there, and you can watch your DVD, your Blu-rays whenever you like. Look at that. So it's pretty cool. It keeps them out of the way, but you've actually got, with this, you've got a statue or a showpiece. So now on a regretful note, I had a really cool box set of the movie Spinal Tap. It was obviously the DVD, massive load of extra features, one of the funniest commentaries I've ever seen on a thing, because the Spinal Tap commentary is them doing it in Spinal Tap character, commentating over the film, and it adds a whole nother layer of comedy to that film. So you've got the comedy in the film, and then them talking over it in character, pretend it all really happened, and it's like a knock on them, and they're disgusted at some of the stuff that happens in the film. It's brilliant. It's such a good thing. It's like we watch film, then you watch this again, you experience it in a whole nother way. One of the best commentaries I've ever listened to. But anyway, with the DVD box set, which sadly I no longer have the DVD for. I did a massive clear out when streaming came out, and I got rid of that DVD. Luckily, I didn't throw away the thing that came with the DVD, which is what I'm going to show you now. So everyone knows one of the most famous things from Spinal Tap that sort of transcended the movies. People don't even know, have heard this phrase, but don't know where it came from. And it's that these ones go to 11, or it goes to 11. That's become such a famous phrase in pop culture. And that comes from the fact that in Spinal Tap, they've had their amplifiers changed to not just go to number 10 of the loudest volume, they've had number 11. And the joke is that then the guy says to him, well, why don't you just make 10 louder and it's still louder? And they're like, yeah, but this one goes to 11. And it's that whole sort of like that, but you're not getting what I'm saying, and it's quite funny. So the thing that I love the most is that it actually came with this. It's a Marshall real usable amplifier for an electric guitar with Spinal Tap written on it there, but the creme de la creme is that these ones, I don't know if you can see it, I'm going to try and get it in there, go to 11. So if you want to go loud and you're on 10, you can then go to 11. It's one louder. And that, I mean, I don't play guitar. I've never owned an electric guitar. I don't have any musical ability. I'm tone deaf. I'm rubbish. I think I can sing well in my head, but I know I really can't because I'm awful. But just because it goes to 11, I bought this because it just made me laugh so much. The fact I now own an amplifier that goes to 11 that I'm never going to use. It's actually a pocket one. You actually have a thing for your belt and that. So obviously you get your guitar, you put it on there, and it goes to 11. So that was just, I had to get this, and I've kept this just because, I mean, I could have sold the whole box set for probably a bit more money, but I wanted to keep this just because I wanted a hand that goes to 11, and I've got one. But that, there we go. That's just a funny little thing I'd add in there. Okay, so now the big one. Now my favourite box set, the absolute, one of the most precious things that I own, one of the most amazing things that I own, and I'm about to show it to you now. Now, the box set is there. That's the DVD box set, which I always keep the discs inside this. So they come in this lovely little box set. Loving the sort of almost holographic metal, very Geiger designs. Guy was the guy that designed the alien creature. And then, of course, you've got all of these movies, along with the special editions of the movie, which are actually better. If you ever watched the film Aliens theatrical release, great film, but if you get the special edition of the Aliens film, Aliens being the sequel, oh my God, there's so much more in it. There's a whole gun scene, and you find out how the aliens got onto the compound. Oh my God. Such a phenomenal thing. And there's an alien-free version in this that's different from the original. The start's different with it's not the dog that gets a face hug, it's like a cow. And there's a whole scene where they're running through a thing, like oh my God, it's such a better version of Alien Free. Alien 3 was kind of the one they said wasn't very good, and then the fourth one is just, oh my god. But it's special edition versions of them, so it's definitely worth getting, because you're getting the movie, then you're getting more of the movie, like what it should have been in originally. So yeah, as I said, you've got all the discs in there. And of course it comes with a little bit of the old booklet, which again, it gives you sort of like stills and stuff for the films, cast lists, etc. And obviously scenes and stuff like that. It gives it all that sort of stuff inside the little booklet. And also talks about the documentaries that are on there again. Again, thousands of, well, not thousands, but loads of documentaries on this, that if you like the film, you want to see how they made bits, cast interviews, that stuff. There's commentaries on here as well. Stuff that you would never get on a streaming service, you actually get inside the DVDs. And that's the main point I want to hammer home, that we need to keep physical media alive, really. And I don't know if I said it in this video yet, but sometimes when I say physical, I sometimes say social media. It's like it's an, I don't know why. So if I've said that, I mean physical, if I don't say social. Right, so, as I said, but that wasn't all that came with it. So, you get that, that's the box set. But you also got that. Look at that. So it was at the time the 25th anniversary of the Alien film, the first one. And this is what they released as a DVD box set. That's twisted a bit funny, huh? Look at that. Now, you probably did notice that the top bit comes off. There's a reason for that, because if you wanted to, again, a bit dusty, but that's where you store the DVD discs. You actually slot them into, can you see those little holes, the little slits? You slot the discs into there. Just grab a random disc to show you. Flushed away. Not a bad film. Right, so you slot the discs in there like that, and they sit in there like that. But then the problem is when you put the head thing on, for me, well, it's not really a problem, but when you put the head thing on, you can sort of see the disc inside. And I love this as a prop, as like a sculpture or a piece of artwork in my house. I love it for that reason. So I didn't want to keep the discs in there. So I'm happy that they also gave you the case to put them in. So I managed to keep them in this, and I've got my movies, and I've got them safely stored in that. And I've got this amazing prop. I call it a prop, but it's like a sculpture, really, like a display piece, which I keep out in my house, and I always have done, on a shelf somewhere to look at, because I think it's one of the most stunning DVD cases, but it's also a great thing to have. People notice, people come to my house and go, oh my God, look at that, what's that? And they look straight at it. So it's a good, where's me flushed away? It's a good thing. And if you look, I mean, they've got it to do so, even underneath the skull, they've got like a human skull underneath there, like the xenomorph thing there. But if you look at the detail, they have actually gone to a lot of effort with that. You can even see that the extra set of teeth inside because the mouth's shut. But check it out. And these are actually, I mean, this is where I was thinking, right? So this was in HMV, I bought this. I remember vividly. I was with my ex-wife and we were in HMV walking around in Blue Water. And occasionally we did that. We sort of popped the Blue Water just to have a walk around. And I saw it, and I think it was only 40 quid or 40 or 50 quid, something like that. And I was like, I have to have it. And it took a lot of convincing for like her, because like, that's my money and stuff. But it was still sort of like, can I get it? Should I get it? I was kind of like, semi trying to get her to talk me out of it. At the same time as like, I really wanted it. And I knew, even though I was trying to act like, oh yeah, maybe, I knew I was going to walk away with it. And I did, because it was amazing. Now, I really hope you've liked looking at the box sets. I love them, and hope to like spread a bit more sort of like awareness of like physical media is worth getting, even now. It's because of the stuff you get with it, and also the fact that it is yours to keep forever and no one can take it away from you. So if you like love a film like Drop Dead Fred, it's yours, you've got it, it's yours, no one's taking it off you, no company, no nothing's going to remove that from you. So hope you liked the video, and if you did, like and subscribe, send it to someone who likes this stuff. And that is a very long video, I'm very sorry about that. It was a lot longer, I've had to cut a lot down, so you see little jumpy edit bits throughout this video. But enjoy yourselves, and get down to your local CXs, get down to your boot sales, grab your copies of Drop Dead Fred or something, you know. Grab a Reservoir Dogs special box set and just enjoy it. See you later, guys. Bye. Oh, and like and subscribe.